Turning 21. As of making this video, I am still 20, but in a few days I turn 21. That means I can adopt a child, attend 21 plus functions, events and clubs, drink in America, hold a transport pilot license, hold a license to drive larger vehicles, supervise a learner driver, become an Uber driver. That is all, of course, if I could drive at all. So it looks like, for me at least, 21 isn't going to be much different from 20, seeing as I'm not thinking of adopting a child right now and I can't drive, and I have no plans to go to America at the moment. But still, even if I know it won't be that different turning a year older, it feels daunting. It feels daunting entering into the next year of my life, into the next year of my youth, of my adulthood. But then again, most things tend to feel quite daunting to me, despite their lack of a need to make me feel that way. I often think at birthdays, the most daunting part is that I'm getting older and still feeling the same, still feeling scared or like things are all my fault. However, recently I've embarked on a journey that's going to help me with that, so entering into my 21st year, I'm not feeling nearly as scared as I was turning 20, but having said that, I'm not waving goodbye to my teenage years this time round. I feel like I'm growing up a lot more now. Not that 21 is actually that much different to 20, but 16 isn't that different from 17, and 17 isn't that different than 18, but 18 is very different to 20, and 16 too. Except, I felt like I was growing up a lot at 16, and in reality, I wasn't. Now that it's been long enough, I can look back and judge my previous self for thinking these things, as I'm sure my future self will look back on my current self and think those very same things. The question is, do we ever really stop growing up? I think maybe we're growing up forever. You might think that your parents are fully grown up because they're parents, they have to be, but I think that even when you have kids or a proper job or an office with a view of a whole city, you are very much still growing up. So I'll give my current self that I am in fact definitely still growing up in some sorts, even if it's not as speedily as I presently imagine it to be, or as an older me will view the progress of my stage of growing up to be at this age. And maybe I'm looking at it like that because I've begun to make some real positive steps these past few weeks, and I can already start to see some small differences in my life and the way I live it. But that's for another video. Thanks for watching.